back to All Around Health Talk. So today's video, we're continuing our series on how to save a life. And as usual, we have Andres here willing to help us today. Today we're going to be showing you how to do CPR on an unresponsive infant. Again, infant means 0 to 12 months of age, right? So we're going to be showing you how to do a CPR on an unresponsive infant. In this case, we're dealing with just one rescuer because there are different ways to do the CPR depending on if we have one rescuer or two rescuers. So today's video, we don't want it to be too complex, so we're going to be focusing on one rescuer. In our next video, we'll be showing you how to do CPR with two rescuers. Now, in infants, basically, cardiac arrest is not like in the case of adults. If you check our last video on CPR in adults, we told you that most of the cardiac arrest in adults is as a result of cardiac problems. In infants, it's respiratory. So, how do you know that your infant is in cardiac arrest? Your infant is not active, is not moving, is limp, is turning bluish, no breathing, just basically lying there still. As a mother or as a parent, you would know when something is wrong with your infant. So you definitely know this baby is turning blue, he's not moving, he's not breathing. Then you know that we're in cardiac arrest. What do you want to do next? You want to check the surrounding to make sure that it is safe, right? Because you don't want to put yourself in danger either. So make sure the surrounding is safe. Now you want to check if the infant is responsive.
Okay. Hey baby. Andres.
Baby Andres!
Baby Andres! No!
Okay, so Andres is obviously not responding. He's not squeaking, he's not crying, he's not making any sound. So we're suspecting that we now know that Andres is unresponsive. So what do we do next? The next thing we want to do is to check the pulse. Now, because he's an infant, we're not going to check here by the neck. Like in adults, we're going to check here. The brachial artery, which is in the inner part of your arm. Between the shoulder and the elbow of the baby, you want to put two fingers there to check for the pulse. At the same time, you want to also check the breathing, looking at the chest to see if there's any movement of the chest. We don't want to waste time. So you're doing this action, checking the pulse and looking at the chest between 5 to 10 seconds, right? While your fingers are there checking for the pulse, it doesn't matter. If you don't feel the pulse, if you're not sure of what you're feeling, start CPR. You don't want to waste time. Okay, now, we know that there is no pulse, there is no breathing, we're going straight to CPR. Now, because it's one rescuer, we're going to do 30 compression, 2 breath, right? Now, we want to go to the inferior part of the sternum. Please show us where the sternum is located. Now, the sternum is located in the midline of the chest, and then we don't want to go to the bottom of the sternum because we can cause fracture. So we're just going to be at the inferior part, just above the xiphoid process, so that we don't cause any fracture. Now she's going to put 2 of her fingers there, the index and the middle finger. She's going to put it there, and she's going to do compression. Now the compression has to be 1/3 of the chest. The depth of this compression has to be 1/3. You don't want to go too deep because you don't want to fracture the ribs. This infant is very fragile. So 1/3 of the chest, so that's the depth, and you want to go fast because the heart rate of a baby and that of an adult is different. The baby's heart rate is faster, so you're going at the rate of 100 to 120 compressions in a minute. So you're going fast, right? Now you're going to do that 30 compressions, and then you're going to give this infant 2 breaths. Don't overextend the neck of the infant because it's an infant. So you just want to do a slight movement, sniffing position, and then you give 2 breaths. You're giving 1 breath in 1 minute, in 1 second. So 2 breaths in 2 seconds. While you're giving that, make sure that this chest is rising and dropping, right? Because if that is not happening, then you're not giving the breaths. Okay? After 2 breaths, you go back to your 30 compressions. After 30, you go back to 2 breaths. You keep doing that until this infant responds or until the emergency number gets here. Remember that once you realize that this infant is unresponsive, you're calling the emergency number at the same time. After checking the pulse and the breathing, you have to make sure that you activate your emergency number so that you can help the baby. Now, it is very important for us to note two things. You can either witness this baby get into a cardiac arrest, or you could just find the baby in a cardiac arrest. There are two things you can do. If you find this baby in a cardiac arrest, which means you weren't there when it happened, you have to start CPR immediately, at least 2 minutes of CPR before you call the emergency number. In the case where you were there when this baby got into a cardiac arrest, then you should call the emergency number before starting the CPR. Also, everybody has a phone now, so you just have to call the emergency number and they will direct you on how to do the CPR. But if you don't have a phone, you don't have credit, and you don't have lights to even charge the phone, now you can watch our video and know how to do the CPR until there is a phone to call the emergency number. So basically that's how you save your infant if you're the only one with your infant when he or she got into a cardiac arrest. Remember, you have to do 30 compressions, 2 respiration, 2 breath until the baby responds or until 911 or emergency service gets to you. Right, Celestina?
So yeah, that's all we have for you guys about how to perform CPR on an infant. To reiterate, we know that infants are below 12 months or 0 to 12 months. If the baby is older than this, we know that there is another kind of CPR that we apply to the children in that age bracket. Now, please do not forget to like, share, comment,
like Andres, please. Andres, so nice.
I hope it motivates you guys to share this video. He's really cute, pirate baby. Like, who gets this, in your video? So share to everyone you know. Subscribe, please, so that you can get awesome videos with Andres or without Andres. I don't know, but awesome still. And yeah, leave us a comment or questions if you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see. We'll be very much happy to make such videos for you. And yeah,
it's also important your notification button.
Yeah,
if it's not on, you don't get notified, and I'm sure you want to know what we're doing.
You miss all this awesome stuff and content.
If you want to see more of Andres, put hashtag Andres and you see Andres in all the videos.
Yeah.
Okay, so bye. Next week
bye.
we'll see you. Ciao, ciao.